Howdy, Legendary Void here, and today I have a video showing off the first ever card from Wave X that I'm going to be showing off to you guys. I actually did post a picture of this card on the Facebook page the other day, on several Facebook pages, to show off to everyone, get everyone's opinions, and now that it's been a few days since I've done that, we are going to discuss what everyone's talking about. I'm going to explain my reasoning for giving what stats to what side of the card, for what reason, their effects, and everything in between. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So the character today is going to be Galvatron. Now, Galvatron is someone that everyone in the card game has been waiting for so long. So I figured, hey, what's keeping me from making this a card? So I went ahead and just made it. Now, he's going to be a leader tank ranged in his alt mode, which I think, one, I love tanks. Tanks is my favorite, it's my favorite character trait. So I wanted to make, I mean, obviously there's not a whole bunch of other options for Galvatron, and I didn't think the cannon mode would be, I didn't think it would be good enough for, not good enough. I just don't really have a good reason for making it a cannon as opposed for a tank. Because we don't really have an archetype for weapons sort of characters, like if Megatron was a gun and Galvatron is a cannon. There's not really anything to support that, whereas tanks, we have a whole bunch of cards such as Hunker Down, Hold Down, stuff like that. But Galvatron is the psychotic leader, which if you've ever seen Galvatron from G1, you would know that that is true. But he is 14 stars. Now 14 stars is something a lot of people has pointed out as a lot, but I wanted to make a character that was comparable to Shockwave. Now, Shockwave is a big character from Wave 3 or 4, I don't remember, it was a long time ago, but he ruled the format for a while. He was such a big character, so I wanted to make someone that would blow up the format as well, while also having not just good effects, but not game-breaking effects. So that's why I kind of gave him the stats the way I did. So of course he does have the 7 attack in his bot mode, which people were pointing out to be a little bit high for an alt mode, and 16 health, which again people were pointing was a little low for a 14 cost. So I'm probably gonna end up raising that. And before I continue on, I just want to make it clear that this is just an early version of Galvatron, and everything's subject to change on this card, just based on any testing that I do in the future, what other people are telling me, just around the community as a whole. Everything here is subject to change, so I'm probably going to be raising his health a little bit, lowering his attack in this mode, but the defense I think is going to stay the same, just because for 14 stars, 3 defense seems like at least a minimum for, especially a tank. I could have made it 4 if I really wanted to, but then I feel like I'd have to drop the attack by at least 2 or 3 just to make it a little bit more balanced, but I think 3 is going to be fine for right now. Next up, we're going to talk about his alt mode ability, which says whenever you flip to this mode, you get to declare a battle icon color. Then you get to reveal the top card of your deck, and if the card has the color you declared, you get to draw 2 cards. If not, you place it underneath this character face down. Now, this ability is somewhat similar to Perceptor's, but you actually get to pick the cards yourself. So if you have control over what's on the top of your deck, say through Reclaim or just anything else that can manipulate the top few cards of your deck, then you can basically predict every single time what's going to be there, or even if you just have a good idea of the pip ratio in your deck, you can either choose to draw 2 cards if your hand is low and you need more cards, or you can just put it underneath Galvatron, because his bot mode effect is affected by the amount of cards underneath him. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this side. I think I'm thinking about doing something with this leader tag in the set, because honestly we really haven't gotten anything quite good enough yet for the leader tag to use. If anything, we've had Callous Leadership, King Decepticon Crown, which I think that just can be put on any Decepticon anyway, so it's not like that matters. But we need something that the Decepticon leader tag can even abuse. So I'm thinking about just doing something with a battle card. But I haven't touched that yet. It's just me thinking out loud for right now. Next, we're going to talk about his bot mode side, which his bot mode side is, it obviously subtracts the leader tag, but this is the side everyone's been controversial about. People are saying that for 14 stars, his base attack is too low, which I might agree on. Again, I have to do more testing on him to be sure, because he has plus attack equal to the number of face-down cards underneath him. Now, since he's not a body character, he can abuse things like escape route, he can abuse things like hit and run, I think that's what the card's called, but he can do all kinds of stuff that lets him flip really quickly, as opposed to something like what Perceptor couldn't do. I think that's what keeps Perceptor in check, is that he's only restricted to things like rapid conversion and showing off, which again you can still use on Galvatron if you're really wanting to keep getting cards underneath him and just completely ignore the whole draw too if you want. But I think giving him a base 4 attack, at least from whenever I was making this card, was the right choice, because with how easily it's going to be for him, to flip each and every single turn, at least 2 times, so bot back to alt, he's going to get at least 1 card underneath him every single turn if you're able to pick up the escape routes, or even just draw into any sort of flipping abilities whatsoever. So automatically after 3 turns, he'll have base 7. Which, that's not all impressive because his alt mode already has that, but the whole point of this card is to continue to attack in his alt mode until you're able to stack up his bot mode attack high enough that there's no point for you even to stay in the alt mode other than for defense. So he is also affected by things like Swerve, which is the secret action that lets you flip from bot to alt mode whenever you defend. So that's very good for automatically triggering this effect. Plus your opponent's going to want to target him with the low of 1 defense, which I might change to 2. Honestly, I mean, I might as well go over what all changes I would like to make now that I've heard the feedback for everyone. I think in this mode, in his alt mode, it should be 6 attack, 18 health, and 3 defense. So basically I'm giving more health to resist being pinged to death with direct damage from things like Horrible, or even something like, I don't know, Skywarp, if Skywarp ever begins to be a thing. I might make a stratagem on him, keep an eye out for that. But I think that's what I change here, changes to 6 and 18. And then for bot mode, I'm probably going to raise this up to 5, because I feel like any more would just be ridiculous. 5 attack here, 18 health, and maybe 2 defense, just depending on how it turns out. Because if his ability to just generate cards underneath him really quickly ends up being a problem, then of course I'm going to keep the defense the way it is. But if he's not getting his attack high enough, fast enough, then 2 defense doesn't seem that bad in his bot mode. But again, that's something only testing can tell. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this card. I think I'm going to try and post these at least once a week. Maybe bi-weekly if I can help it, but I'm a little busy, all things considered, just trying to make the cards in general, keeping up with all the people that are supporting the set, which thank you all. If you are messaging me on Facebook, if you're commenting on my posts, I really do appreciate it. This is something I've always wanted since I started making YouTube videos, just some kind of response from the community, people supporting what I do and loving it. Hell, I've been told people would pay money for these cards, which that just makes me smile and giggle like I'm a 2-year-old girl. But you know, it's super exciting. I'm so happy with the way people have been responding to these cards, and be looking forward to more of them in the future. But I think I'm just going to leave this one at that, and look forward to me talking about another card in the future. I will update you all after I've done some testing on this card to let you know what kind of changes I've made to it and the reasoning behind it also. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a phenomenal day. Peace.